is windy and it is cold, but I just wanted to take a quick couple minutes to just kind of show you around with the progress. I know it looks a hot mess right now, but it's a whole lot less hot mess than it was a couple months ago, right guys? I had that wooden fence falling down on the left there with the ivy pulling on it. You know, this is real time. This is happening now, so I can't hide the fact that there is construction, and I don't know that you would want me to. I think you guys probably want to see all these things coming together, warts and all. So okay, so over here, just some pretty things to look at. Those were some daffodils and they're spent now, so I'll be letting them do their thing and kind of clip them back in a bit. But over here, I have some beautiful Benjamin Britten roses. They get a beautiful pinkish red bloom on them. There's 3 of them here and they're just doing wonderful. I just came along about a week or 2 ago and gave them some Espoma Rose Tone, which I just sprinkled along, you know, the front of the drip line of the 3 plants there. And you see I got my drip irrigation tube, and I'll talk about that a little bit more too. In the front here, I've got 3 incredible blush hydrangea. And you can see they're putting out a lot of growth right now. Guys, it is freezing out here. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo! Okay, this is where I tapped in to our faucet to do the drip irrigation for our veggie garden. And like I've said before, I am a little bit experienced with the drip at this point, but I tapped in previously to our existing Rainbird sprinkler and tapped off of those. I am going to be capping off a couple of those in our lawn, and I'll do a video of that. I did not do a video of this particular setup because I felt like, you know, Garden Answer did a really comprehensive kind of step-by-step video a couple weeks back, and it's pretty much exactly what I did, so I just didn't want to be, you know, redundant. It's exactly the same, but you can see I've got the black tube. This is the solid black tubing tapped in there to the pressure regulator, which is going into a timer, and I think it's a backflow preventer rather, and a little pressure gauge. And then I just have it teeing off, and then my regular hose right there. But it connects right here, and I'll be coming up into the corner interiors of each of the beds. I do have one set up already, which I'll show you that too. So these here, I'm pretty happy with. This is 3 little containers that overwintered exactly how you see them now. So how great is that? Right here in the front, I've got some strawberries, and to overwinter those, I really just put them in the garage. I put them on the windowsill. I watered them maybe once, and they're all coming back and look really lovely. It was really nice to do that. I'd never overwintered anything in my garage before. I kind of just leave things to their own devices out kind of huddled in groupings, but this year I put that strawberry inside and it worked out really well. And then I've got some ivy in here. Topiary form is from Gardener Supply and it is discontinued, and I'm so sorry because I really would like to buy some more myself, but it is no longer available. And then I've got, oh yeah, Sir Harry the Bunny. I picked him up at the Philadelphia Flower Show, and let me tell you, he is heavy. He's a heavy, heavy guy. I got a canvas tote bag there because I couldn't stand carrying it anymore, and I definitely had to stop. They have a really killer bakery there, Termini Brothers in Philly, and they make the best cannolis. So I had to have one of those, and yeah, it was worth lugging Sir Harry around so I could stop and get myself a cannoli. Very heavy. I'll never ever forget that. But okay, so I'm gonna have, like I was telling you guys, a couple beds on either side as you walk in through the arbor. I have some obelisks here. Those are laying down because they were blowing over in the wind and crashing down, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. But I plan on having sweet peas and climbing vines on those. I've got some longer bamboo poles I'm going to be doing some stuff with too. I'm building up a collection of containers for my annuals and some fun projects I have in the works. And the drip line, you can see, continues all along here, but let me pause real quick because this is the pot of pink pearl hyacinths from the video that I did in November where I did the spruce top pot. If you guys saw that one. Yeah, so they all came back beautiful. I did leave this one out all winter long. So here in 7A, New Jersey, this did just fine, and I did not offer it any kind of protection at all, really. I kind of had the spruce top in there, pulled it out when it was time, and then these came up, and they look fantastic. And then this is just a little pot of chives. The bench here, oh, I can't not mention the bench. I'm super excited. It's from Plow and Hearth, and I'm actually going to get another one for this side here, so that way they'll be kind of facing each other. I just love it. It is so beautiful. And I actually have another bench. I have stuff like everywhere right now. It's so funny. So I have another bench also that is similar in style to this. It's a little bigger, and that's going to be going in the back there where you see that little storage shed. That storage shed is not a feature, you guys. It's not going to be there. It was behind our garage, and we've been kind of cleaning and moving and getting everything tidied up. And there's my arbor, as I was telling you guys. So that'll be set up in the front of the veggie garden space. The drip tubing runs along here, and I'll be burying it and covering it up. I've been working on this for quite a while, and you can see I have it kind of covered up here. But one thing I want to mention that I did different than what Garden Answer did, and it wasn't due to anything other than, you know, I just wanted to utilize what I had on hand in a certain regard. So I had these bigger pipe brackets. So what I did was, instead of in their video, which I highly recommend you watch, guys, it was super easy to understand and super easy to follow along with, and it was basically exactly what I did, like I said. So they ran a thick piece of the black poly all along the side of the veggie bed, and then they punched a hole in where they ran this tube out of it, okay, with a little barbed coupler here. I decided to, instead of doing that and capping it off with one of these at the end, I had these larger clamps. So what I did was I just bent this over, tucked it inside, so that's serving as a cap so that the water isn't shooting out of here. And then I punched in with my punch tool and put the little barbed coupler right there, that little black piece, and just ran the drip off of that. So then I will kind of spiral it around inside and then just cap this off at the end. I have a little plug excuse me, a little plug that goes into the end of this tube, and there's emitters every 6 inches on this tube. I think it's 6 inches that drips out. So I've been setting this up and testing it, and I'll tell you what, even though I don't have any veggies in here right now, it feels real good to see the soil. Makes me really happy to see that kind of progress happening. I have my 2 Blue Moon wisteria. Those are native wisteria, and I'm going to somehow train them up the garage here. And I've got a New Dawn rose that I kind of have training along there. So everything is coming along really, really, really well. I know it looks not beautiful yet, but to me it looks beautiful. I've just, you know, been so happy to see all these pieces coming together. And since I've got you here, I would love to show you some of the beautiful things in the garden right now. Here's my little fountain I turned on the other day. I'm gonna have to top that up. I got some hosta and some sedum. Hosta sedum. I've got my hellebores coming up. Some more hosta here. I've got a little lime hydrangea. Oh, and then these pansies. Oh my goodness gracious. So these white pansies overwintered in these containers as well. This one actually died back a little bit, and I cleaned it up, and I pulled a couple from this one and put them into that one, and I just think it looks great. It's so nice. I planted them at the end of September, and they just look so beautiful. They just came back gorgeous. I did nothing to them other than water them. That's it. I've got my Primo Wild Rose Heuchera and some English boxwoods looking beautiful. I do need to clean up these window boxes. These have the holly and the boxwoods from the winter arrangements I made. So I'll be getting to that as soon as I can. That's a pancake arborvitae, really pretty. This got really, really bronzy, and I was afraid that it was dying, but it's all greening up now and looking really pretty in there. And this is a whole bunch of Dahlia tubers. Oh my gosh, guys, wish me luck. I knew I had a passion and a kind of love for Dahlia going, but in the winter months, you know, I'm looking at these catalogs like, you know, you guys do. You get the catalogs and you're looking online and seeing this, and then there's the pre-order sale, early bird sale, and so yeah, I went a little nuts. I have these potted up in these containers here, kind of waiting to go out into the landscape. I've noticed that this is, you know, something that people recommend. Erin at the Impatient Gardener recommended doing this to kind of get them on a jump start for their blooms. So I'm new to this. I had one breakout Dahlia last year, and that was the only one I had. So I've expanded a bit. And then these are, again, these are dwarf English boxwood. Let's see, more Primo Wild Rose, some heucheras. I've got some phlox coming up here, Bright Eyes phlox. Some other pretty hosta. These I got on sale at Lowe's end of season. Some tulips coming up. This is moss that was growing in between some pavers, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start poking some in and just maybe kind of soften up this edge here with a little bits of moss. Let's see, this is, what is this? This is an anemone. This does not bloom until fall. Very pretty. Over here, I've got two climbing Eden roses that are doing really, really well. Put on all these pretty new leaves recently. Seems like that happens in like a flash. One day they're sticks and then you see the leaves all over. So I'm really excited about that. My ultimate goal is to have it just cover the whole side of the family room with the roses. I actually picked up a couple more Eden roses that I'm going to put by our back door over here and try and sort of train up around the door. I'd like the whole side of our house to be covered in roses. Who wouldn't like that, right? And I just bought this pretty new hanging basket. This is from Kinsman Garden Company. And I can put a link to that below, but I just wanted to show you guys that. There's my son standing in the window with a balloon. Okay, so yes, beautiful, beautiful. I'm hanging things up. I have pots together here that I'm kind of collecting and have been ordering and waiting to plant. Another one over here. All sorts of randomness. Things I need to plant, as you can see. A whole grouping of plants here. Some lamb's ear, some Kent oregano, some echinacea, verbena. I've got a couple roses here. I've got some Claire Austin roses, guys, right here that I ordered from David Austin Roses. Everybody loves David Austin, and I do too. So those are white, and they will be going on the arbor in the veggie garden. I think they're going to be beautiful. And there's the Edens I was just talking about, and they have a really old-fashioned kind of pink bloom. This here is a wee white hydrangea that overwintered in my garage as well. So I will be planting that somewhere because I don't want to keep it in the pot. It didn't do great in the pot last year. Let's see. I've got Zephrine Druin roses coming here. These are nearly thornless. They were growing along our back fence, but the roses that were here, Compassion Climber, those got rose rosette. So yes, not good. I had to take them out. I'm kind of gambling replanting roses this soon, but I cleaned out the area super well. I got all the debris out, all the old bits of the Compassion Rose out, and I have my fingers crossed that these will be okay. I hope so. I've got Sweet Romance Lavender along the front here, and these are also David Austin's. These are Jude the Obscure, which I planted 3 years ago. This is their third year, and they're looking better than ever. You know that saying, first year sleep, second year creep, third year leap. So I'm hoping this is my leap year. But I love Jude the Obscure. They're so beautiful. They are so beautiful. They have beautiful like apricot color roses. This is a bloomerang reblooming lilac. So that's just budding up now and getting ready to do its spring thing. I've got a Anna's Magic Ball and some Creeping Jenny. And let me stop here to show you guys this beautiful tree. This is a beautiful pink dogwood. I just love, love, love this tree. I've talked multiple times about moving it, and it just seems like everything always gets in the way. I eventually will, but I didn't want to move it at a time when it was blooming and put it in distress and possibly miss the beautiful show of flowers that it puts out. It's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, guys, real life, the hoop thing is still there. Oh, it's unacceptable. I have to take that out. Horrible. I apologize. Back here, I have all new plants. Well, you can see my daffodils coming up, so that's really making me happy right now. Nothing like a happy little daffodil to brighten up your day. So I planted daffs back here. These are limelight hydrangeas. This whole area is going to change. I've got emerald green arborvitae coming, and I'm going to be planting a row of emerald green arbs along the back of the fence there. And then I'm going to be planting in front with lots of trees and shrubs and thickening up this whole area. You guys know I've mentioned it. I'm going to be working quite a bit with Bower and Branch this year. So I'm getting the arborvitae from them. It's hailing, my gosh. Guys, it is hailing right now. I told you it is cold out. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I'm like an ice cube out here. So back here in the hail, I have a bloomerang pink, reblooming lilac, and some salvia in this pot here. I've had that pot for ages. It's got a crack in the back, and that makes me sad, but that is the chance you take when you leave real terracotta out here. Just a collection of pots and things, getting ready for the season. I've got clematis, and all these birdies moved in here, and it makes me so happy. Hi. So I've had this here for quite a few years now, and it was just last year was the very first year I got some birdies living in here, and I was so excited. I don't know what they were waiting for, but it took a while to get any birds to live in here, and now they do all the time, and that makes me really happy. I can't believe it's hailing. It's like little teeny tiny hail. It's so funny. You can't see it, I'm sure, but yeah, I feel it. It's gold. Beautiful tulips everywhere. This is a combination called Cakewalk from Colorblends, and it's just so lovely. I'm so enjoying it. You can see down the line, I've got them all kind of dispersed. Oh my gosh, this hail is cracking me up. Oh. And that is my Pugster Blue. I did just buy 2 more Pugster Blue because I love them, and I'm gonna plant them in here somewhere because I think they're very pretty. Here is a little willow support that I put on my peony. I can't say peony, I say peony, you know, it's a weird word, whatever, peony. But I put that on there just to kind of support, because you know they get top heavy and start to flop. It's probably not as wide of a structure as it should be, but I'll kind of try and feed them through and see how it works, because I think it's pretty. I've got some white iris in the back there. That's my favorite. This is a sundial from Row Pottery. I collect salt glaze pottery, but this is old. My mom has one, and I managed to find one on eBay to kind of mirror what she has in her little herb garden. She has hers in her herb garden. It looks so pretty. Yellow iris around here. This is a Bobo hydrangea. This is a purple pillar rose of Sharon. That's a little at last rose. It had some problems, but that was due to neglect. I won't even get into it. I dug it up. I forgot to replant it, and it was basically dead. So I thought I'll plant it, cut it back hard, and see what happens. But that was user error, not plant error. Some echinacea, yellow sombrero. This is Wizard of Oz Veronica. Nice blue flowers. I've got some hardy geraniums here and some catmint coming up. Those are some, what are they? Black-eyed Susan, but it's a different variety where it has like a yellow eye. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Madame Maria clematis here. Beautiful white, kind of double old-fashioned looking blooms. And just a bunch of other things happening. Sugar tip rose of Sharon here. This is crepe myrtle. This is a little quick fire hydrangea, and I've got some diamond ball clematis along the back, And these are some, this one looks better, Gold Splash Euonymus. This one got eaten quite a bit. But yeah, everybody, things are really starting to pop out and look so pretty. I put some daffodils in this little bean pot of mine. Just, I had a handful of extra ones and I kind of just popped them in there. It's just like my temporary junky workstation right now. I've been just coming out and doing little odds and ends when I'm not running drip tube or doing something like that. So just a quick little show of what's happening. This is just bad, but it's real. That's what's happening. So I'm sure you guys have areas too that are, you know, looking not great. Everything can't look great all the time. It's got to look bad before it looks better, right? But this tree, I could just stare at it all day. So pretty. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me turn around. So I want to show you my neighbor's blossoming cherry. So this is a Kinsman cherry. It's my neighbor's. I covet this tree, just like their magnolia. It's so close to the border here. It is a pleasure to have this beautiful tree here, and the magnolia as well, so close. I really love them, and I can see them right out our kitchen window. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. All these beautiful blooms. And excuse me, and I had some lemon coral sedum out front. Remember, you guys, I ripped all that out in the fall. It did not live for me previous years and come back, so I kind of thought that it was just not reliable or hardy in my zone. And then I started seeing little pieces of it just coming up in the landscape there where I had pulled it. So I just popped them out and kind of put them in this galvanized tub temporarily to see if I can maybe propagate some new little plants off of it. Why not? And it's so far so good. Got a little pot of phlox. A lot of temporary situations happening right now. You know, this is kind of like the planting and the planning phases. I am going to put in some more Primo Wild Rose to wrap around here and just kind of complete the swoop. I love that. That's my absolute favorite heuchera. If I had to choose one, that would be the one, the Primo Wild Rose. There's also a Dolce Wild Berry. That's another really beautiful one that I like, the purpley colors. So that's it. That's all my Dahlia and everything looking so nice. I gotta tell you, putting this bench here, oh, really made me excited and happy. I've been spending a lot of time sitting. I'll take a break and I'll sit here and just, you know, listen to the birds. Oh, there's a robin. I'll listen to the birds and have to actually push myself to get up and start moving and start working on this drip. So I'm really happy to show you guys everything that's happening right now in the garden. It's an exciting time. I almost started to think during the winter that, oh, this is never gonna happen. Is it ever gonna happen? This is so long. The winter months are so long, and here we are. Sun is actually coming out right now behind me. But I'm really excited to be here and show this to you guys. Truly, I feel just invigorated and recharged and happy. And I hope you guys, you know, with all this time that we have right now, I hope you guys are out there in your gardens and able to have an escape and have a mental break and some time with your family and some time just in your garden to recharge and kind of refocus and use this time to our advantage. We have it, we might as well benefit from it, right? And then in the summertime, we'll be able to, God willing, walk around freely and do as we wish, and then have beautiful gardens to come home to. That's my hope. So thank you guys so much for being here in my garden with me today, and much more to come. If you enjoy this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, that would make my day, make me very happy. And I will see you guys in my garden next time. Have a beautiful day.